Oh, it's really dark, man. So, I had this, dream the other day, and it's been a while since, I've, really, fantasized about other people, in my sleep, and, I was fantasizing about one of my exes, Matthew. And I guess one of the reasons why I would even fantasize of him to begin with was, we had, something, it was, really beautiful. When we were in high school, it was just that, raw passion and love. And I hadn't had that, since Drew. There was Matthew, there's my fiance, but I think it was really more of less than love. And then there was Drew, and those are some people really stand out. And so I had this dream about Matthew, and I guess maybe because I'm lonely or something, So it's who do I fantasize about? Who can I fantasize about, I don't have anyone to fantasize about. So I had this amazing dream because for me it felt so real, and I almost cried because I was God, I have let some amazing men go in my life. Seriously, I've done that. I wouldn't say I necessarily let Drew go as much as he just didn't want to be with me, so there's no point in chasing a guy who doesn't want to be with you, you know what I mean? That's just, you just don't. It's the most pointless endeavor you could ever put your heart into. Chasing someone who says they love you and doesn't want to be with you and gives up. That love doesn't give up. Love always tries, and I always wanted to try, and I still wanted to, and we weren't even talking, and I was just okay, this is where it's pointless, because there's no communication. I guess I am going to have to give up. I didn't want to, but he wanted me to, so I give up. Okay, so besides that, get back to the fantasy. Get back to the fantasy, girl. Man, where did I start? I don't know, I was going through, these, it was some house or a library. I think it was, a library. And there was these, gorgeous, wooden doors and, this, golden, knob. And, I turned the knob. The driver felt the door was heavy, and, I opened the door. And, it was, and then I opened the door, and I had, there's these, bookshelves. There's tons of books. There's just, the room is filled with books. And, he's standing there. And, he obviously, looks older than what I recall. And just different. And he was just standing there, and, I just kind of stood in the doorway, and both of us were just speechless. And I took a few steps inside this room, and he just came to me and wrapped his arms around me, and I was buried my face in his chest, and pretty much started crying my eyes out. Makes me want to cry right now. And there were some things that, I don't even really recall all I said. I do know I told him that I missed him and that I was sorry for, letting us split to begin with, being the reason that we split. Because I did some horrible things to Matthew, but I was I was a fucking teenager, although he was too, but he was very loyal, just a very, like, mature soul. Matthew always was like that, and, I was a bit more crazy, and I let my lust get to me with Thomas, and, but despite everything, you know, he was the one who came to me, and he's like, look, Des, I want to make this work. He's, you know, and, I was just naive and stupid, you know. I was going with my lust more than love and everything, and I wasn't thinking straight. Although, you know, time flies, and he wasn't thinking straight, and married a girl who he knew he shouldn't have married to begin with, because he saw the signs. But he only married her because they accidentally had a kid together. But, you know, if I had never let him go, he never would have, like, had a beautiful daughter. So, you know, everything happens for a reason, is the way I see it. And, I don't know. And this dream was, like, really touching, and it did kind of, like, get a little bit more intense than just that. I mean, he had me, like, up against, like, the bookshelf. But then I woke up and everything. But it was the initial embrace that, like, just, like, I, like, woke out of my bed and I was like, wow. Like, just wow. And, I ended up, like, Facebooking him, because he's not married anymore, you know. I didn't feel bad about it. If he was married, I never would have messaged him this dream, because it's not something that you do. And I just messaged him, and I was like, you know, I had this, like, crazy dream. Maybe I haven't had a dream of you in like, years, you know. Like, I've thought about you. I've always thought about you, you know, and wondered how you were doing, but I've never actually had a dream about you, like, you know. And he asked what it was, and I told him, and we started talking, and he was like, you know, I've always had a thing for you, and, you know, he's like, there's just something about us, you know, there was a raw passion there, and he's like, I haven't had that since you left. And, I explained to him, I was like, well, yeah, like, because he knew about Drew, and I was like, well, I had that with Drew, and once again, I let that go, and, you know, I told him my fears I was like, I'm afraid that I'll never find that raw passion again, like, that really, like, raw passion, like, love that you just, like, have for someone. That's just, it's like, it's so indescribable, like, words don't even, like, put it together. And I told him this, I was like, man, like, I'm fearful that I'll never have that, and I'm just gonna be fucking all these guys, and there's gonna be nothing to it, and yeah, I'm very fearful. And he's like, yeah, like, he's like, I don't think I'll ever find it again. He's like, I had it with you, and I don't know what happened to us. And I was like, I know what happened to us. It was me being an asshole. Me being immature, you know. And just that. And he mentioned he, like, because he's in the Navy, and that he's on a ship usually, but he's actually stationed over in New Orleans, and he said whenever he's on land, he would like to see me. So, kind of thinking about it, I'm not sure, like, God, I haven't seen him in so long, it would be like, I don't even know where to start. It's like, see, we didn't leave on bad terms, like, that's the thing. Well, like, it was just me being like, I can't, you know. I was being lustful over Thomas, and I was afraid of him going into the Navy, and I was like, I can't do this, you know. I was, like, very fearful, and that's pretty much the reasons I left. And let me make a second video.